I'm going to show you how to turn your fat quarter into charm squares, into layer cakes, and into strips of varying sizes, including 2.5 inches. You're going to love this. This is going to save you so much time and money. You're going to use what you already have. Let's get started. This is a very pretty little fat quarter collection. It's called Mademoiselle, and I got it from the fat quarter shop. You can see I've already pulled some of the fabrics out. Those were for another quilt, but what I'm doing here is going to take what is left and then cut it into pieces that I can use more readily. So I'll go ahead and unfold what I have, and this is Art Gallery fabrics. They are one of my absolute favorite. And you can see that it's all layered nicely, and what I'm going to do is come in and cut this into the pre-cut sizes that I use most. Here's my fabric opened up, and what I like about these packs, you can see the size is we only get 2 folds. When you buy individual fat quarters, you get all those folds and creases everywhere. This way, there's only 2. So I give it just a quick press to take the big fold out, and then I'm going to lay it down on my cutting board. And I want to line this edge, the cut zigzag edge that's been pinked, and put that right on the line, and I'm going to put this on the line. So I measure this way, and I put this right on the line, and I want to make sure that everything is straight and that I have my cut edge down here below this cutting line. So you can see I have it nice and straight across here, and you can see the line right there, but it's a bit short. So I'm going to pull the entire piece down so this I can cut across straight. And with this corner right where it needs to be, I make sure everything is straight on this side, and I'm going to put my next layers on. Originally, when I first started cutting my own pre-cuts, I would cut all these pieces or these zigzag ends off, and just because they kind of messed me up along the way. But I found that as long as I cut my squares right at 10 inches, I can put these points along the edge of the other block, and I'm going to be okay. And I say 10 inches because I'm going to work on some layer cakes right now. I always like to have layer cakes on hand because I find I use them quite a bit. And this is a 6-inch ruler, so I'm going to add 4 inches. That's a big deal for me because I have made mistakes before. And what I'm going to do is cut this all the way across at 10 inches. And I'm using my 60 millimeter, so I'm taking it slow and pressing it to make sure, whoops, I missed one. You know, let's talk about this for a minute. Look at that. See all that lint, that dust that's in there? So what you need to do every once in a while is clean this off. Here, let's just take a quick look. Bring the blade back down, or actually move the protector back up. And I'm going to take this off. There's something that I want to show you about this in particular. But let's take this little gizmo off. You can see how dirty that gets on the inside. And I clean this regularly, but see how much lint and dirt gets inside. So what we're going to do is with a paper towel, and I double over the towel just so, you know, I don't by chance get cut. And I wipe this off really good and come in and take this one. I keep moving my hands because I didn't want to do this over the fabric, but that's okay. It'll be fine. The ruler is there. And you can see just how much grunge comes off. Okay, now, this was always an issue for me. There's 4 parts here, and I was never sure exactly how everything went together. And so I would have rotary cutters that were in various stages of cutting order because of what I was doing. And so here's what you do. The big guy in the front holds the blade and comes through. I want you to notice right here, there is a rectangular piece around this threaded rod right there. And you'll see that this has a rectangular shape to it. You want this rectangle to fit on this rectangle, and I see that it's going in that direction, just like that, okay? Now, here's the other thing. When you've got the thumb screw, you have a small hole here with a flat bottom, And if you put this side down first, and you may have done this, I did it plenty of times, it doesn't go all the way. Do you see that? And so the blade is going to be a bit wonky on you, and you're not going to get very good cuts because that moves so easily. That is because this thumb screw has another side that's indented. It's concave. That means that it's going to cover the screw and go all the way down. So now when I put it in the right way, look at that. It's up nice and snug. Nothing is moving. It's very sturdy. Do this. Next time you pick up your rotary cutter, clean it and make sure your blade's in properly and everything is cut as it should be. All right, now we've got that. There's my 8 inches. Oh, you know what? A couple things I'm going to show you here. Okay, I'm glad we started this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to cut this at 10 inches, and I do make it just a smidge larger. I mean, not even a 1/16 of an inch. I go past the line, so when I'm cutting, I'm actually cutting on the line. And I'll show you here. If you look at this where I cut it, you don't see the line. And that means this is going to be just the tiniest bit more than 10 inches. And that's important to me because if I'm mixing these layer cakes with the store-bought variety, then I want to make sure, get this all in the right place, I want to make sure that they're going to match up and I'm not going to be coming up short. Okay, this is all good here and here. This is, if you remember, I added a little extra at this bottom so that we wouldn't come up short on that side. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, cut right here. And I don't know if I mentioned, but this is Art Gallery fabric, and I absolutely love it. If you've never used their fabrics, try one. Buy 1 fat quarter, and you will be amazed at the difference. But you see I've got a little space alongside the line. Now, sometimes, depending on your fabrics, you'll have some pieces that you can salvage from here. Now, the most I'm going to get is a 1/2 inch, but you know what? I'm going to use that. I have a new project I've been working on with rope wrapping. Have you seen that? Where you take the little 1/4 inch pieces of clothesline rope, you want the cotton, not the nylon, and you just wrap it up with these pretty fabrics, and then you zigzag it together into a coil for a trivet or for a basket. Oh my gosh, I have so much fun with this. I love this. Now, we have 2 10-inch squares. I am going to keep 10 of them, or excuse me, keep 1 set of them, there's actually 7, as 10-inch, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it into 5-inch squares for my charms. Now I'm turning it because this is the edge I need to trim off. And actually there's hardly anything there. I'm not really going to worry about it because that came out really well. And how about this side? And see, this one has just that smidgen, so we're good. And ordinarily what I would do is cut this into charm squares now, but I'm going to wait because I've been doing a lot with layer cakes lately. So I'm going to set this one aside, but I do put it this way. Let me show you. There's one other thing that we can do. Speaking of layer cakes, if you like to use layer cakes, which I'm doing more and more, I didn't use them as much as I do now, but I'm finding a lot more ways to use them, which I love. And so this right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, you notice I cut off 8 inches, I cut off 10 inches, and I have 9. So that makes this a 19-inch fat quarter. That's the beauty of the fat quarter shop. They cut their fat quarters at 19 instead of 18. So you know how this corner over here was looking a little long? Instead, I don't have to worry about getting a short piece. If anything, it's going to be larger than what I need. And that makes life so much easier. And what I can do is I can cut this in half right here. Let me get my little ruler. I can cut this right in half at 10 inches and stack these on top of each other. So I can take, let's say this is my 9 piece. I'll go the right direction. And I put it on top. I can sew these together and make another layer cake. How awesome is that? I love the fact that I can do that. Now, there will be a little seam up here around 2 inches or so. And because I have these 2 8-inch pieces like this, 8 or 9 inch, whatever, and I put them side to side. If it's directional, you need to kind of pay attention to that. But you see how well this lines up. And then once I sew this together, that seam is not going to be visible once it's in the quilt. So that's the other thing that I do with these. So I'm not going to do any more cutting on this. Now, actually, I am going to do one more just to show you. If you're not going to do an extra layer cake, then cut this at 5 inches, because we can get all the major pre-cuts out of one fat quarter. And whether you cut just one or a stack of them like I'm doing, I'm cutting this at 5 inches. And again, I put my ruler so I can see the bottom of the fabric, and that puts me just over that line. And that way I'm not cutting myself short, because I have found myself short a couple times when I'm doing my piecing. Oh, that didn't work. What did I do wrong there? See, I was talking. I don't cut and talk very well. Okay, I fixed that. So now I have this probably 4-inch, yep, a 4-inch strip, and I can get a 2.5 and a 1.5. That's great. I'm going to leave it like this because I don't want to cut the 2.5 until I know I'm actually going to need it or use it. But now I have my 5-inch strip that I can make charm squares out of. I just want to make sure everything is still lined up as it should be. And I'm going to get my shorter ruler. It's just a little easier to work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to come along and cut these at 5 inches. Again, with just that teeniest little space. You know, I'd rather have it slightly large, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and not come up short on putting my rows together. And that's what I find. Sometimes I take a seam allowance. It's a little bigger than it should be. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you see how this ruler is right on the 5-inch mark. And had I had this fabric turned the other direction, I could have just done this, this, and this. But I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So I matched up 2 mats, and the lines are not going to be exactly the same. So I am going to do it this way. And look, now this one, I've got some extra fabric here. So I'm going to cut that and put that away. And I do this while I'm cutting my fat quarters because I don't want to have to come back later and do the fussy stuff. I'm here, I'm doing it, I've got what I need, and it's going to get taken care of quickly. So this is what it takes to cut your fat quarters into all the different pieces that you may need while you're quilting for different patterns, whether you want the layer cake, the charm squares, and get a strip here, or maybe you need 3.5 or 4-inch squares. You have so many options doing it this way. So I hope this was a big help. And let me know in the comments, which size do you use the most? I was always a charm square fan. Always, everything charm squares. But I'm getting into layer cakes because if I cut them in layer cakes, I can also cut them into charms, or I can cut them into 2.5-inch strips. So many, many options. But on that note, I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate you joining me and following along. And I hope you're going to double check your rotary cutter. If you don't have the 60 millimeter for the more layers, the higher count layers of fabric, then I'll put this link down below because the 60 millimeter works well. All right. Have a fantastic day. Thank you for joining me.